Hello and welcome to this 5-minute tutorial on making epic choirs in Plogue Alter, Ego, and Chipspeech. I'm going to turn Bones here into a huge 37-member choir. So far here's basically all the default settings. I just increased the legato glide time and humanity, slowed the default vibrato a bit and increased the vibrato delay so it doesn't kick in right away. And I also added a bit of reverb with the built-in ambience effect.
Gods can eat anything.
So we can show how this works with both lyrics and with vowel legato. Now I will make a copy of the Alter Ego plugin and increase the send value for the ambience effect in that copy a bit to make it sound more distant from the microphone. Then make 3 more copies of that one. Once I have 5 instances of Alter Ego, I will also add a layer channel and then set the 5 instances of Alter Ego to be its children, so they can be controlled with one set of MIDI notes, and that will allow me to cut the notes from the original Alter Ego instances piano roll and paste it into the layer channels piano roll, giving me basically one MIDI channel to rule them all.
Gods can eat anything.
Now that sounds the same as it did before, only louder, so the next step is to make the timing of each instance a little different. Rather than mess with separate notes for each channel, what I'm going to do is tweak the copy's wave rate, phoneme speed, glide, and legato glide from the Alter Ego parameters, and then also move the time knob from the DAW's plugin settings a bit, and do this differently for each one. This will make all the copies slightly later than the original instance, a bit more hesitant basically, and that's key to making the sound like separate people and not one person who's singing through an effect like a chorus. This will make an especially big difference on the consonants, which are never quite in sync between choir members. Now, above about 70% wave rate, things get really badly out of sync and sloppy, so we'll keep it above that. Now, changing multiple parameters like this instead of just one will cause slight but organic and not entirely predictable differences in timing, which makes things sound much more natural and organic. It's time-consuming but worth it. And this will make for something like a quintet of 5 overdubbed copies of the same vocal. It's not a choir yet, but it's closer, and for something like a pop song where you wanted it to sound like one singer overdubbed a few times, this would be exactly what you need. And I will also, once I'm done tweaking the timing on all the copies, I will also spread these 5 guys around in stereo a bit.
Gods can eat anything.
Now to make it sound like a quintet of 5 different guys. To do this, I'm going to move the helium and fem factor parameters a bit for the 4 copies, again differently for each one. This causes the formants of the voice to shift around a bit and make it sound like a different person. This is also good for things like backing vocals. It will make it sound like a group of 5 different backup singers and not one singer overdubbed. So it's another step in the direction of sounding like a choir. And on these last 2, I'm going to make the helium lower just to make Bones sound a little deeper and make our choir sound a little more epic.
Gods can eat anything.
So now we have a quintet of 5 different bones, slightly out of sync, and let's make it a choir. I will leave the original instance alone to make it like a choir soloist, and then crank the stack control on the others to 100%, which makes 9 voices each. That's for a total of 9 times 4 plus 1 equals 37. I will also set the detune on each copy to a different value.
Gods can eat anything.
And now it's a choir. Now I'll just give our soloist vibrato, which is a small touch, but it makes a big difference on the longer notes, as you will hear.
Gods can eat anything.
Finally, I'll plop an epic convolution reverb on it, and this is using one of the free simplicity impulse responses of the Bricasti M7. It's the Berliner Hall, to be specific.
Gods can eat anything.
Yep, there it is. Thanks for watching.